Good evening, YouTube. This is your weekend update on what the stores are looking like. I've gone to several Walmarts, went to Sam's Club, went to Aldi. So this is going to be for the Pittsburgh region. I know one of our fellow preppers goes out regularly and checks the stores in the Northwest. This is the Pittsburgh edition, basically. So I went to several of these stores. I saw some shortages, some holes. Generally speaking, I think it's pretty safe to say on pretty much every class of item you can get substitutes or you can get what you need right now, at least in this area. There isn't anything like really out. There's just a lot of things that have very thin, selection. Some of them are mostly decimated, but you can find a couple of jars here and there kind of thing. So what did I see that seemed to be pretty thin? So I hit two separate Walmarts at two separate times to make sure that I wasn't like making, some people go to the Walmart or whatever, like after like the hordes have come through and there's nothing left. And well, obviously, they need to restock, and they're going to restock, as the people are bringing their little carts out, these people are saying, well, look, the shelves are empty. And it's like, well, yeah, obviously, yes. So some things that seem to be out were like bananas and some of the produce and such like that. But at the other store, they seem to be kind of restocked, and it seemed like that wasn't too much of an issue. Where there really was an issue was frozen potatoes. At both stores, you're just seeing the like frozen French fries and stuff like that, frozen hash browns, stuff like that. That's just gone. Like there's like only a few bags left, kind of thing. It's just like very noticeable that at both places. Not only is it like some selections, it's like pretty much most of it is gone. So I don't know if you guys are seeing that out at your stores too, but saw that they were short at Aldi's as well, which they're not generally short on that kind of stuff. Potatoes are cheap to make, so you'd think that they wouldn't be running low on that kind of stuff. So other things to see is that at a number of the different places I went to, they have rice, but your selection is limited, and some of the varieties and sizes are gone. I saw that at several stores. The big 20-pounders were gone at one of the Walmarts. The Sam's Club had like very few of the 50-pounders there, and like they had just a few. But there were other varieties of rice, and there was, a little more of other kind of things, like jasmine rice and basmati, usually in smaller bags. But that's kind of what I'm seeing here. The other real area of concern is juices. There's a distinct emptiness when it comes to juices. Fresh juice, very limited. And then on like the bottled juice, it's thin, and that's thin at multiple stores over multiple days. Also, the other thing that seems to be concerning, particularly me, is like tomato products, like spaghetti sauce, and like canned spaghetti sauce and canned tomato paste and those type of things. Other products that seem to be really thin as well were like canned ravioli, which has tomatoes in it again. We grow the vast majority of our tomatoes in the United States in California. And this year they've had really bad drought out there. There's rumors that the crop wasn't very good this year, or they're still harvesting it now, so we don't have any hard numbers just yet that I've seen. Italy lost a lot of tomatoes because they didn't have the cans available this past spring. So I don't know if that's so I've heard rumors of a tomato shortage kind of thing. So if you're looking at things to stock up on, maybe that's a good area to look at. Frozen potatoes, I mean, that's not really a a prep item, but hey, if you see frozen potatoes and you need them, might be wise to grab them. And then there seems to be a very distinct shortage of another item, and it's not in the food section. Golf balls. I don't know why, but I looked at the hardware sections. I looked at the over at the camping goods and hunting sections, and those seem to be pretty well stocked. I didn't really see any noticeable gaps there. Toy section was pretty well stocked, with a little bit of a concern about Legos and cars, like Matchbox cars and such. They seem to be thin on the Matchbox cars and other toy cars, but then the Legos seem to actually be pretty distinctly down. So just some thoughts for you guys there. Otherwise, the toys are on the shelves right now. So if you want to get toys for your kids or grandkids or whoever, now's the time. So that's kind of my firsthand account at a number of these stores. Not seeing shortages, like gone shortages, but thin. A lot of places with the canned goods and stuff like that, we continue to have struggles in the canned meat section, and the fresh meat section was a little thin too. But the canned meat, they've been really finagling that section if you watched them at other Walmarts. So there's one can of Keystone meat, and I saw that beef for multiple of the stores, and then they have the cheaper kind of meats there, a bit better in stock, but they seem to be shrinking that section. I don't know, but that's kind of what I've seen. I'm going to put up some photos now, and we're going to take a look at those real fast so you can see with your own eyes what I'm talking about. All right, here you can see the lettuce section. It looked a little thin at the one store, but when I went to the other store, they had restocked, so it looked pretty tight. I think it's just because the lettuce goes bad so fast. That's why I think that was like that. Just frozen goods in general, just seeing a lot of this. We have just weird frozen snacks and stuff like that. Just really decimated. I saw that at multiple stores. Frozen vegetables. I forgot to mention frozen vegetables. They really seem low on that. And why did they not have more boxes in here, right? When they restocked it before, why didn't they just put more in there? At Sam's Club, even, they were low on the frozen vegetables. So those frozen vegetables mostly come from California, once again. Really bad drought out there, so I don't know if that's an issue. So just think about that. There's your frozen potato section. Look at that. Just whole sections just gone. I mean, you can get potatoes. There's options there. There's some potatoes left. It's not the end of the world, but it's noticeable, and something's up with that. So there's your canned meat section. So look, one can of ground beef. It's just kind of huh. And it seems almost picked over, and this section just keeps getting smaller. It used to be much larger. So just food for thought. If you can take them, think about those Vienna sausages. It's chicken. We're going to leave it at that. It is chicken. After they pluck all the meat off and there's just some meat on there, they boil off the rest of this stuff. It's the chicken that didn't come off the bones very easily. It's still chicken. If you can take the texture, it's good protein for your buck. So just food for your thought. Look at that. Down on the bottom shelf there. Whoops, sorry. That's where the 20 pounders go, and I believe 10 pounders down there, and they're just gone. So you do have some basmati rice there. So once again, there's options there. It's not the end of the world, but it's looking thin. And why? Usually before they had their 20-pounders sitting down there and just nobody would buy them. And now they can't keep them on the shelf. This is what I'm talking about with the spaghetti sauce section. This has been like that. I've seen this numerous times. They just seem to not be able to keep the spaghetti sauce and the tomato sauce on stock. And just also look at those shelves. Like, why didn't they? Normally they stock those going all the way to the back of the shelf, but now it's like they only stock the front. And they're not restocking heavily. So that's just concerning. They just put like a front. I saw at another store, not just now, but like earlier, like last week, where they had just restocked, and it was like just all the jars on the front row, just one deep. And it's not surprising that suddenly they go kapoof, because people take the ones on the front because that's the only there, and then it's just empty. Noodles, I mean, look at those ramen noodles down the bottom. Usually people don't touch those. People are taking some of them and like they're not getting replaced, which you just kind of like, why? Why wouldn't they be replaced? People aren't like walking out of the store with like cases of those things. So, I'm sorry, this picture is really blurry, but this is the canned tomato paste section, and that's just, you can see, once again, it's picked over, everything's pulled to the front, and just it's not being restocked as well as it should. Soda section, name brand soda is pretty good, generic brand, not so good. Not huge concern there, but look at those juice sections. And I saw this at multiple stores. The fresh juice section is just like, whoa, what just happened here? And there's the true crisis, the golf balls. What is up with the golf balls? They're just like, it's like worse than the ammo shortage. It is the golf ball shortage. All right. Well, hope you guys got some good information out of this. A lot of you guys really like the Northwest Preppers updates on these kind of things. So here's from the right coast, and you've been seeing the left coast, and maybe this will help you kind of balance out the perspective of what kind of shortages we're seeing. All right, Steve Poplar out.